Says you guys maybe broadcasting now. Yep, that's it. Here we go.
Hey, this is Michaela, and you're listening to Dan Lupinski on the Dan Lupinski radio program.
Happy Thursday, everybody. This is Dan Lupinski, host of the Dan Lupinski Internet Radio Show. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Okay?
Something's wrong here. Okay, let's try it again.
Hey, this is Michaela, and you're listening to Dan Lupinski on the Dan Lupinski radio program.
Welcome, everybody, to the Dan Lupinski Internet Radio Show. I am Dan Lupinski. Grateful you could join me on this Thursday. My guest today is DJ, actor, comedian, and impressionist Matt Kissane. Matt, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody. How are ya?
How are you, Matt?
Good. Thanks for having me on your show, Dan.
Yeah, great to talk to you.
No trouble, man. I'm having a fun time. You guys are a blast.
Matt, when do you usually do your podcast show?
It's pretty much whenever I can find a minute of peace and quiet. I do most of my shows out of the house.
Yeah.
And I got a spare bedroom here that I sort of turned into my office and do it that way. So, but tonight, however, for instance, I'm actually filling in at an internet radio station in Naperville. It's called the Stream 24/7. It's an actual station you go to, and they have like a studio, and then they have a production room, and they have like professional microphones. And so I've been there before, and as a guest. I was a guest on a couple of the shows there. So, but for the most part, I do my own homegrown podcast right out of my house.
Okay.
Kind of like us.
Yeah, kind of like what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. That's what most people do, right?
Yeah, well, podcasting is the way of the future now. Because entertainment is so much more individualized now with the little iPhones and everything,
Oh yeah, you could. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because you look at your TV and your radio staffs. Look how much is being cut, and how many your on-air personalities are going to, podcasting, doing stuff on the internet.
I just want to let you guys know that I'm proud to have with me today the bear from The Revenant, and he's very ferocious.
Mommy! Help!
This is the bear that tried to kill Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant, and I'm upset that he has not been nominated for best bear mauling in a movie.
Yeah. What's that
Look
about?
at this guy.
What's that about?
I don't know. We're all a little bit upset that he got passed over. We got snubbed by the Academy.
Yeah, I think they're racist against bears.
Yeah, they're racist against bears.
Oh God. I have a sound effect machine here, guys. Just in case you need anything, let me know.
Oh, sure.
Well, we got some sound effects ourselves.
Yeah, we got a little one too. All right,
I bet.
Thank you.
Here, pick one, Dan.
Here's the North Woods.
It's a beautiful thing. Come on, you're off with the fish, partner. Hold it on the camera so
Here's a thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm. Here we go.
Hold on.
Dan, I gotta go pee now.
All right. Anyway, if you guys need some special sound effects, I'm ready. I got it.
Right. So Matt, where are you mostly from? Where were you originally from?
I was born on the west side of Chicago in Loretto Hospital, which you can see from the Eisenhower right at like Central.
Central, yeah.
I was born, and then I was born there in late 1965. We stayed in the Austin neighborhood for a few years, and then one day my dad looked out the window and there was a tank going up the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were like, maybe it's time to move. There's a tank out in front, hon.
Huh, what's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. There was a bunch of guys with Uzis, on top of a tank going down our street, and so maybe the neighborhood's, changing. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some changes going on.
So we got the hell out of there.
I hear that. So, I mean, at a young age, did you see yourself doing what you're doing now? Did you have any desire to do radio or anything?
Oh yeah, I was always a silly kid in school. I was always the kid that the kids would literally come up to me. And I remember in grade school, like when I was at St. Paul's, little Lutheran school, the kids would come up to me and they would ask me if I was going to be funny today, stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know, man. Yesterday I was really funny, and I got my mouth washed out with soap in front of the whole class. So,
did you hate that?
Yeah. So maybe I'll back off on the funny for a little while. Then I would show up with joy buzzers. One time I showed up with a joy buzzer, and that was the kids loved it. The teachers was like, "Yeah, you're gonna stay after school for a few hours." So.
What were you, a class clown?
I was. I think I won that award several years running.
Did the teachers like you?
They liked me. They knew I was full of hell, that I was full of piss and vinegar, but they knew I was a sweet kid, and I was harmless, but I just would cut up in class, and so they couldn't have that. They they had to teach the kids about all the important aspects of life, history and phonics, and all the important things. So I was what's the word? What's the German word for kindergarten actually means to break one's spirit, I think. So
that's funny. Yeah, I went to H.L. Richards High School in Oklahoma. I graduated 1982.
Okay.
And, they were telling me I'd be most successful at creating laugh boxes.
Now you went to Richards in Oakland?
Yes, I did.
Do you know any of the Lowrys?
I know some of them, yeah.
Mike, Dan, or Bob were my cousins. They went to Richards in Oakland. I don't know if they all went there, but I know at least Danny and Bob went there. Mike went to I think Rita's for a while. Then he switched.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got a lot of Southsiders in my family, my friend. We used to go when I was a little kid. We'd go down to. These guys, my cousins, the Lowry guys, they were all older than me.
Okay.
And I thought they were great. We go down to 63rd Street.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
And they would have a magic shop there.
Okay.
There was a magic shop somewhere on 63rd, like by the airport. They lived on Massasoit, right by the airport.
Okay.
And I remember going in there, and how can we talk about adult stuff?
Sure we can.
Yeah, I mean, we went into the magic shop, and I was in 4th grade, and the owner of the magic shop had some, I'll just say, adult-themed toys for sale there. And I remember looking at it and going, "Hey, what's that, Mike?" And he was like, "I don't know. Why don't you ask the guy that owns the shop?" And he goes, "That's something that your girlfriend would really like."
That place was called Izzy Rizzy's.
Yeah, Izzy Rizzy's.
That's Izzy Rizzy's.
By 63rd and Central, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, we would go in there.
Not Central, Pulaski.
Pulaski, yeah.
Pulaski. What the hell? Pulaski.
With the big Indian.
Yeah, with the big Indian on 63rd and
right
that was it.
Indian.
Yeah.
That was the place. We would take the bus. We'd get on the bus and take a transfer over, and then we'd go out for White Castles.
Yes, White Castle, yeah.
Sliders, yeah, right by there. 63rd and
God.
Cicero. Sliders. Yeah.
I remember being drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning, fumbling for my last bit of cash just for White Castles.
You always got to save that last $5 for some Whiteys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Whiteys, where we were. I don't know if you guys call them Whiteys. We call them Whiteys.
Mighty Whiteys.
Whitey One Bites.
Whitey One Bites.
I have a funny story about a kid that I went to high school with. I won't say his last name, but his first name was Dave. He and his brother. Now, they were tough Irishmen. They were from Daly's neighborhood, but they wound up living out here by me in Lombard. And they were tough kids. They got into a fight one night when they were in college with a bunch of Mexican kids. I think they may have been gang kids at a White Castle in Lombard here. And my buddy Dave wound up getting a knife right here, right through his cheek and into his mouth and into his tongue.
Wow.
At a White Castle fight. Yeah, they're just... White Castles are good, but I think after 10 o'clock at night, you're safer going through the drive-thru.
Now would the sliders slide out the opening?
Yeah, there's.
He could literally, he stuck his tongue out of it. I mean, obviously he went and got it sewn up.
Yeah.
But when it first happened, he could stick his tongue out of it, out of the side of the cut right there. Those guys are nuts. They were some tough kids. They were from Canaryville, I think it was called.
Yeah.
They grew up. My buddy Dave's dad grew up with Richie Jr. and they would, they were all just tough kids,
Yeah. How many White Castles could you eat?
You know what? I never go through. I think the most I ever had was 4. But I've heard stories of, like my grandpa would go there and have like 20. I don't know. I mean, he was not a weird guy either. I mean, but right now my favorite thing at White Castle is the 2 double cheeseburgers, the fries or onion rings, and a pop. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, I love the onion rings.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
You can't get those anywhere else.
What I do is, and they never want to do it, but I always con the lady at the window at I live here in Villa Park. There's one on North Avenue. At night, they give you the ketchup packets, but who's got time to squirt them? So I always con her into giving me the ketchup bottle. I was like, can you give me the ketchup bottle? She's like, what do you want? What do you want the ketchup bottle for? I was like, well, that way I can just squirt it all over my fries.
Yeah.
Because because I'm driving, and she always goes, let me check, and then she always comes back and gives me the ketchup bottle and squirt it all over the fries.
There you go. There you go. That's the best way to eat. That's the best way to eat it. Yeah, we got one 95th and Cicero.
Did you notice that you can now book time on Valentine's Day there at White Castles?
Yeah, can you imagine taking your date to White Castle on Valentine's Day?
That's been going on for a while, and I'm pretty sure that's a surefire way to get a divorce. If you take your wife to a White Castle on Valentine's Day, that's just telling your wife, guess what, honey? I have completely lost interest in you, and I just don't have the balls enough to ask you for a divorce, so let's go to White Castle on Valentine's Day, and I can guarantee you the next day you will be out in the street.
Or bring a date, man. She'll hightail it out of
or bring a date, that's right.
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone that way, bring it. Bring your mistress to White Castle.
So, Matt, how did you originally start out?
Doing comedy?
Yes.
Oh man, I was goofing around in college, working at the college radio stations, and I would try to be funny on there. Now we moved when I graduated from high school, the summer of '83. We moved to New Jersey.
Okay.
So we were 45 minutes outside of New York City. And the junior college I was going to required you to do an internship in order to get your associate's degree. It was a 2-year degree. Okay. And my goal was to get an internship with David Letterman. That was my hero, David Letterman.
Oh, you're
that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show for you tonight. Fran Lebowitz is on the show. And Pee Wee Herman. Anyway, there's my Letterman for you. So, that was my main goal. Couldn't get into the Letterman show. There was like a list for 5 years, a backup for kids that wanted to get internships at Letterman. So I wound up getting an internship at NBC with Tom Brokaw. Tom Brokaw from NBC Nightly News in New York. Today we'll be looking at White Castle. What does it mean to go to White Castle on Valentine's Day these days? Some people think it's the new romantic thing to do. Others think it's a surefire way to get a divorce. I'm Tom Brokaw. We'll be talking about that and other things on special segment today on NBC Nightly News. So I wound up working for Tom Brokaw for 6 months as his intern. It was a lot of fun. But during lunch, I would sneak in to Letterman's show. I got to know the kids that were the pages at Letterman's show.
Yeah.
So and they would like, you want to come in and see Dave's off this week? Come on, you can walk around the studio. Or I would sneak into. They had a special section where you could watch Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
It was when they were rehearsing, and you would sneak in there, and hopefully I wouldn't get caught. And I would blow off lunch and go sneak around NBC. So I mean, my main goal was to get on a comedy show. Then graduated, started doing stand-up comedy around Chicago.
Yeah.
Open mic nights. Then I eventually got some bookings playing at the local clubs, like Who's On First, the Comedy Womb. I eventually was good enough to work at Zanies a few times.
Yeah.
And then, that's just kind of like snowball. And that, I took classes at Second City, like everybody does when they get out of college, or, I took a year-long course at Second City back when it was called the Players Workshop.
Right.
Before they had the Second City Training Center, the thing you did was you went to the Players Workshop of the Second City, which Bill Murray went there, Shelley Long, George went, Tim Kazurinsky, all the big names back in the 70s and 80s took classes at Second City. Players Workshop.
And a lot of those people went on to Saturday Night Live, and that's when Saturday Night Live was Saturday Night Live, It was fun watching a lot of that stuff.
Well, I live out here in the western suburbs. I mean, I live in DuPage County, and I grew up in Lombard, and I lived in Winfield. I mean, John Belushi grew up in Wheaton.
Right.
And I know people, friends of our family, that older kids that went to high school with John and Jim Belushi.
Yeah.
And the story was always that John was just a really talented, all-around gifted person. He was a great athlete. He was a great performer. He was really gifted in theater. He could do anything. And they would always say that Jim had some talent, but they would always say that Jim was sort of a tough kid.
Yeah.
Jim was like in gangs and stuff. He was sort of a badass when he was a younger guy.
I liked him in that movie Principal.
You know what? He's done a lot of good films that people forget. He was also in a movie with James Caan called Thief. I don't know if you remember Thief.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You should see Thief. It's an early one of the very first films that was actually shot in Chicago.
Yeah.
The original Mayor Daley would not allow films to be shot in Chicago.
Yeah.
For some reason, he had a hard on against that. So, like after he passed away, Dick and Burns started bringing film production in Chicago. They realized how much money could be made doing that.
How many things you see filmed in New York or L.A., but Chicago, man, you could relate to it so well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the first major film was the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Then it just started more and more films. Then John Hughes started shooting films here, and then Christopher Columbus started making a lot of films here in the '80s, like Adventures in Babysitting and Home Alone. And,
yeah.
So, but I sort of getting off the track. But to go back to the movie Thief, great film. Tuesday Wells is in it. Jim Belushi, Dennis Farina's first film. Really? Dennis Farina's first film, and James Caan. Yeah. You got to see it. It's about the Chicago mob.
Okay. I gotta see that.
You do?
Yeah, you talk about Blues Brothers, man. We used to get fish from this fish place called Calumet Fisheries, right at 95th and the Bridge.
Yes.
That was one of the bridges they used to jump over in the movie.
I got a buddy out at 80th and Brandon who still goes there.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, my family is originally from South Chicago.
Where'd you go to high school? Oh, you told me.
I grew up on the southeast side, like toward 106th and Ewing, but we moved to Oklahoma in like 1980.
When the tanks came.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're trotting out the National Guard now, from what I was reading on the internet.
For what?
Southside wanted an alderman or something, wanted the National Guard patrolling her neighborhood.
Really?
Are they really?
Yeah.
Don't trust.
I don't know if it's true. I read it on the internet, and everything on the internet's true.
Don't trust the police.
Yeah, they don't trust the police, man.
Oh.
They want the National Guard out there.
Tuesday Wells in it. Oh. Jim Belushi.
That's the
Oh, sorry.
broadcast right there.
Yeah, that's the broadcast right there.
Yeah,
There we are. We're on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
right.
are.
This is live on YouTube.
Nice.
Sweet.
So you did a show on Slam Internet Radio, didn't you?
Yes, I had a great time there. The first time I went there, I was friends with a guy named Scott Allen.
Okay.
Scott Allen had a radio show out here in the western suburbs in Elmhurst at a little radio station, which is now WCKG AM.
Okay.
But before it was that, it was WJJG. Joe Gentile owned it. And he was on. Scott Allen had a radio show for about 5 years, and then they changed the format. And they got rid of everybody. And then Scott found out about Slam Internet Radio, invited me to come in and be a guest.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you want to do a show here, they're selling them for $30 a show. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And so
Yeah,
like a
that's
year
not too
later,
bad.
about a year, yeah, it's not bad at all. So about a year later, I came back and started doing my own show in early 2013. I lasted there for about a year and a half.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Scott Allen. He did some stuff when I first started there, But Josh, God bless him. He had a good vision, but too bad it didn't last. And Danny Brown, he was a good guy to work with.
Josh was there when I did Scott's show.
Yeah.
I actually met Josh before he passed away. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Josh, I had many sit down meals with him. He was a good guy.
He was a big dude.
Yeah, he was. So, and where'd you go from there?
Hold on a second. The bear's getting mad. He wants more camera time.
What's that?
Very angry that he got snubbed.
Oh.
Now you've done a lot of stuff with WGN Morning News too.
Yes, that was. Here's how that started. That was. I knew Jeff Hoover.
I like him.
Jeff was the producer for Jonathan Brandmeier radio show in the 90s.
Okay.
He was with Johnny B, and then Johnny quit and moved to Los Angeles. Jeff didn't have a job for a while.
Yeah.
And then Jeff started as an associate producer at WGN. And he called me up one day, and he knew that I did a lot of fun stuff and character work, and I had a good background in TV and comedy. Somehow he got my number and called me up one day, and he said, Robin Baumgarten, who is the traffic lady back then, now she's the anchor.
Yeah.
She had just come back from maternity leave.
Okay.
And there, she didn't want to come back to work, after, she had her baby. She wanted to stay home and take care of her baby. So we got to try to cheer her up. What can you do to cheer up Robin? And I was just like, well, how about I come on and do the Chris Farley character, Matt Foley, the motivational speaker, and I'll give you a little bit of that right now.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Lottie frickin' we got Dan Lupinski here on the YouTube, and if you don't start watching his show, you're not gonna amount to jack squat.
That's right. This is the coolest internet radio show in Chicago. And while you're at it, look at the subscribers. Click on that.
There you go. You got a little promo.
There you go.
Yeah, I seen Jeff Hoover. He did an improv thing up at a place called Stage 773 up on Belmont. And it was a bunch of WGN people were there. He was just funny. He was just funny.
Yeah, Thomas Sulo and all those guys.
Yeah, Thomas and
Toomey.
Yeah, and
Mike Toomey.
Dean Richards too.
Dean Richards. See, now Mike Toomey and I have been friends for almost 25 years. So I've known Mike. Mike and I used to do stand-up shows all the time, and all over the Midwest. We'd go on the road together and stuff. So I used to go to Mike's house when he lived in Oak Lawn, right across the street from Barrel of Laughs.
Okay.
When he and his wife first got married, they had their first baby, and I would go over there and dress up as Barney the dinosaur for Mike and his little kid, and play Barney for him at his house.
It was Sinisi's Winery.
Sinisi's Winery. And here's a fun fact for you.
Central.
The person that owned the 3-flat that Mike and his wife lived in when they first got married was Andy the Clown.
Really?
Wow.
That is a true story.
Really?
Cool.
Yep.
Wow.
From the White Sox.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you
You can't make stuff like that up.
No, you can't.
Are you a Sox fan?
Here's the deal. My dad, who passed away in 2013, was a huge White Sox fan.
Okay.
I think I spent more time as a kid for some reason at Cubs Park. I'm not sure why. I just was always at the Cubs Park.
I like going to the day games.
Yeah, it was just something. And then I remember, my uncle was a Cubs fan. He still is a huge Cubs fan. And my uncle threw out last season. My uncle got to throw out the first pitch for one of the games.
Yeah.
So he's a devout Cubs fan for decades. So and then my dad, who loved baseball too, was a White Sox fan. So I've always been caught in the middle, by these guys. And so that's why I'm wearing a Minnesota Twins hat right now. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm wearing a Minnesota, and it doesn't mean that I'm too much of a pussy to make up my mind about which one I like. Yeah. But I've always been sort of torn. And the fact that both teams, for the most part, have sucked for over a century.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we have a problem with that in Chicago, except for the Blackhawks.
Now, if you ask me about the football, I'll tell you that I'm a huge Bears fan from going way back. I remember those Sunday afternoons in the 70s watching the Bears getting their ass beat, and the only redeeming factor would be Walter Payton. Yeah. Walter Payton would somehow miraculously always get 100 yards. And the Bears were terrible. I mean, people forget how bad the Bears were before the Super Bowl shuffle,
Yeah. 1969, the worst Bears team in history.
1969, the worst.
Yeah, they won one game out of the 13 games.
One game out of 13.
12 or 13 game season.
Oh yeah, yeah. They just went through some bad times. But I'm a huge Bears fan. I mean, that's my team. Baseball's great. But you could always catch me watching a Bears game, and I might not even know two players that are playing for the Bears, and I don't even know who the head coach is half the time. Yeah. But I will watch the Bears. I don't care who's playing for them.
I think that's most Chicagoans, though.
Yeah.
Kind of have a soft spot in our hearts for the Bears.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even this last year with the Cubs.
No, wait a minute. We're not talking about you. He heard Bears. He thought it was his cue to come on.
Got it all.
I mean, as much as I am a Sox fan, but what the Cubs did, I was really hoping they would go. How long since they won a World Series, or
yeah, it's just
forever. 1908.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm always rooting for every Chicago team to do well.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's the Cubs in the playoffs, great. I will support them. If it's the White Sox, I don't hate the White Sox because I'm a Cubs fan. Now that thing has got to end. We need to get together and make one giant team. Yeah. The Cubs, the Sox, and call them the Cocks.
There you go. Now you're on to something.
Forget this separatism, the South Side, North Side stuff. Let's get the Cubs and the Sox together, one giant happy big thing, and call it the Cocks.
Kind of like a big circle jerk.
Yeah, because that's what they do. They suck. I hate to say it. They do.
Well, they can make a really sucky team if they combined and made the Cocks.
We could talk for hours about baseball and Chicago and, who sucks worse. But, I mean, it's just so frustrating. You know what I mean? It just is.
Yeah. I mean, look at Soldier Field. It looks like a spaceship that landed in Soldier Field and just looks like a big old toilet bowl.
It looked like the Millennium Falcon. What the freak? Here's my gripe with the Bears. Okay, I do have one gripe with the Bears, and this is serious.
Yeah.
Now, Walter Payton passed away. Yeah. May he rest in peace always. If you're a true Chicagoan and you talk about Walter Payton, right. if you could talk about him without getting a little emotional or choked up like I am right now, but seriously, how can there not be a statue of Walter Payton?
Oh yeah.
Just somewhere in Chicago. I mean, it should be on the grounds of Soldiers Field.
I know
there isn't one.
I know there's a Walter Payton High School.
I know, but Jordan and the Blackhawks, they got their statues.
Yeah.
Harry Carey and Ernie Banks outside of Wrigley. My God, Walter Payton was not only the greatest Bear in history, but the greatest running back in the history of the NFL, man.
Yes.
I mean, that is wrong, Chicago.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Chicago. Shame on you.
I got to meet him once. I was a Boy Scout, Troop 701 from the southeast side, and we went down to the Conrad Hilton, and we were able to present him with some kind of lifetime achievement award. Digger Phelps was there, and so was Tim Weigel, and believe it or not, they're all passed away now.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Let's move on to something else. I'm getting mad now.
Yeah.
So you done stuff at Slam Internet Radio. Where'd you go on from that?
After I left Slam and they closed, I just started trying to figure out how to do a show out of my house. I went and had meetings with WGN. They have their own podcast station now.
Yeah.
Actually went down there, saw the studios, met all the on-air talent. Some of the guys I've known for a while. Steve Cochran and I have crossed paths over the years.
What do you think about Steve Cochran?
You know what? He's a funny dude. I saw him do stand-up. The first time I ever saw him, he was doing stand-up. He was opening up for Norm Macdonald. Yeah. And immediately, he had a great set. It was at the House of Blues. Immediately, he got my respect. I'm friends with Patty Vasquez, who does...
I like Patty.
Patty, I did her show over the summer, this past summer. And then I've done Nick DiGiulio's show.
I like Nick, yeah.
Nick is a great guy. I've never met him, but I did a show as he interviewed me over the phone.
I know Nick is from the northwest side. So is Patty.
Yeah, I would have loved to have gotten some kind of an on-air thing going at WGN. I was on the TV show. I was on the morning show, the television morning show for almost 6 years, from 2002 to 2008. So it would have been nice to be able to come back and fit into the family somehow, somewhere. But maybe one day I will. You never know, because radio is changing so much, so often, so soon. Yes, it's not like the old days where these big shot celebrity DJs are getting $1 million or more a year. I mean, that just is not around anymore.
Yeah, it seems like every 6 months or something, someone was getting bumped or moved around.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next decade.
And how long was Nick DiGilio with him? Doing what he was doing before he finally got a full-time spot.
Nick has been with WGN for 30 years. He started out as like a production assistant, I think, for Roy Leonard.
Yeah.
And he's been there since like 1985.
Right.
Been there for a long time.
Yeah, Nick has had what's his name as a guest on his Saturday night show for a while. Roy Leonard,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Doing movie reviews and stuff.
That's his hero.
Yeah. So.
Well, maybe somebody over, one of the producers over at Channel 9 will watch this video and give me a call, because I could set this up for him.
There you go, Rich. You know what? It can't hurt. Send it to him.
Right.
But just be prepared. If they want you to work. I mean, people don't I don't know what the earliest time you guys have ever gotten up at, but when I was doing the WGN morning news,
stay up.
I would. You know what? That's hard to do. That's hard to stay up and not go to sleep, and then try to leave the house at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah. Election day. Yeah. Election day is like.
Yeah, but look how TV has changed. Remember, I mean, you used to have Ray Rayner in the morning. You used to have Garfield Goose and Friends.
Yeah.
And now you got all news. Look how things have changed.
It was all WGN was half children's programming.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I used to like the live shows. Those were the best.
Oh yeah.
But I will give everybody in morning TV and morning radio credit, man. Getting up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning is, I mean, I did it for 6 years on that show alone, and I worked at another radio station where I had to get up pretty early and be there by 7. I mean, it's hard on the system. It hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's hurt. I mean, you gotta adjust your body's schedule to fall asleep at 8 o'clock at night, and that is not easy to do.
Yeah, as far as morning radio, I grew up listening to WLS, Larry Lujak.
Tommy.
There's only one super jock, and there'll never be another one again.
Little Tommy. Animal stories.
I used to go down to the Stone Container Building off of Michigan and Wacker where they used to be, and I used to watch them when they used to do their animal stories at 9:45 every morning. Oh God, it was just fun to watch them do that.
I don't. You know what? Here's a fun story for you. We lived in Lombard when I was a kid, and Larry Lujak's family lived in Lombard, and we went to the same church.
Okay.
Yep, the Lujak family. Did not know him, never met him or anything, but we went to the same church as the Lujak family.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course, WLS would never be the same again.
Another fun story about Lombard, going back to the 60s, Mike Ditka and Dick Butkus, when they were first rookies for the Bears, both had homes together at the same time in Lombard, Illinois.
Really?
And yes, this is a true story. And would go to the local high school football field and throw the ball around and practice and stuff like that.
No
kidding.
kidding.
You're going back to the early 60s when these guys were not making anywhere near what they're making now.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, after the season was over, they had jobs. They would sell insurance. They would, work for like a car dealership, that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, I do security for a car dealership now.
Do you?
Yes, Evergreen Kia, 92nd and Western.
What's it called?
Evergreen Kia, 92nd and Western.
Okay.
So anybody out there listening, if you need a good car, they'll help you.
Evergreen Park.
92nd West on the Chicago side, across the street from Evergreen.
Very nice.
Yeah, I have a Kia. I love my Kia.
If they're ever looking for an actor for commercials,
there you go.
Oh, Dr. Andy. We'll take it all off. We'll take it all off for you.
I got a little extra work last month with.
Here's my card. Here's my card.
There it is, right there. That's the guy to call.
There he is.
There. I got a lady today.
You did some extra work, Rich?
What's that?
You did some extra work?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I got on Chicago Fire.
Nice.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
They haven't called back yet, so I'm waiting.
That's all right.
I did a couple extras for Chirac, the TV series.
Oh yeah.
There was a church backyard church scene at the old Austin Town Hall off of Lincoln Central, and then there was another restaurant scene we did at Amelia's in Forest Park on Harrison Street.
Now you made an entire movie back several years ago in the 90s, wasn't it?
A movie?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Cheap Trick documentary?
No. There was some sort of thing that you had posted to Facebook. It was a complete movie. It's some sort of. I don't know if that was you. Or not.
No, that wasn't me. I did a documentary in the late '90s on Cheap Trick. They had a fan convention called Trick Fest at the Maryville Star Plaza.
I like going out there. I've seen a lot of good acts out there.
Oh yeah, Maryville's great.
Yeah.
But I walked around there for like 3 days with a camera and just interviewed people and shot the band But I don't know if that's about the only full-length thing I've ever been a part of as far as producing it.
Right.
Oh, okay. No,
and the bear! Here he comes!
Gotta love Cheap Trick.
There you go.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love the Cheap Trick? They're getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in April.
Very well deserved.
Oh, totally overdue. Very long overdue.
Yes, I think so too.
You probably used to go see him at the International Amphitheater when you were a kid, right?
Oh, International Amphitheater. Oh my God. I seen the Chicago Cougars there.
Is that the What I Like About You band?
No, that's the Romantics. The Cheap Trick is I Want You to Want Me.
There it is.
I want you to want me.
Yeah. Let's see if we can pull that up on the karaoke app.
Need you to need me.
I want you to want me. I want you to want... This is good. I want you to want me.
You guys are a little bit weird.
Thanks.
Karaoke.
A little weird.
Thanks.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
We We gotta get the musical accompaniment here. Here it comes. Here it comes.
I don't know what you guys are smoking, but I want some.
Smoking the ganja. It's the ganja.
It's the White Castles.
No, that comes afterwards.
We're smoking White Castle burgers there.
Especially when the flatulence happens.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
just don't light it on fire. Might cause an explosion.
I got a new YouTube channel, a new YouTube show going. It's called Fecal Matters.
Oh, nice.
It's the show where we sit around talking shit about the shit that we don't
even know what's
about.
about.
All right, here we go. I got another sound effect for you.
Oh no! It sounds like we're about ready to be invaded.
This is called Summer Nights. Hear the
Summer nights. We'll be there soon enough.
Yeah, hopefully.
Here's city. Here's city. This is what the city sounds like.
Yeah, you can hear the elves. You can hear the elves train.
All right, enough of that. Sorry.
Yeah, you know, I went to this.
Oh, is that Cheap Trick?
Yeah, I found it. Are you ready, Dan?
I want you to want me. I need you to need me.
I love you to love me. I beg you to beg me. That's enough. We're getting a copyright flag here. We'll get another copyright
Cheap
flag.
Trick and Budokan, my friend. Cheap
Right.
Trick and Budokan.
Yeah. Many thanks to the karaoke channel for lending me their little song.
Thank you.
Once again, if anybody needs to book me for a party,
708-606-4187. That's the number to call.
Motivational speaker.
book Matt Foley. I'll come out to your party and tear the place up.
I had a lady call today about a karaoke party in the northwest suburbs. I'll text you over her message.
All right, good enough. I'll be there. I'll do it.
I'll text you over her phone number.
Nice.
Yeah, for 11-year-old kids.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, I know. That's right up your
I've done that before.
Yeah, I'll text you over her number. I told her to go rent a karaoke machine, but I'll text over your
She can rent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll text you her number.
I'm an all-encompassing entertainer.
Right on the Skype. I'll text it right on the Skype.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
she
Matt.
just called today.
Matt, do a Trump for us.
Do it, Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Donald Trump. Yeah.
Okay, it's not one of my best things. I'll give it a shot. You're listening to the Dan Lupinski Show. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The guy has real potential. My advice to you is don't be an a-hole. Just listen to his show or you're fired.
I think you're nailing it. I think you're nailing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Not bad.
No.
Yeah. We got a viewer, and I don't know, that might be you if you're watching it yourself. So.
We got a viewer?
Yeah, we got one viewer,
right
believe it or
along.
not.
I'm not sure who it is. Might be Mike Donald's. You know, kind of like McDonald's, but we were talking about White Castle.
Yeah, we're talking about White Castles.
Yeah.
So.
We have a viewer, and you can tell you have a viewer on.
Yeah, it on the live dashboard. It tells
one watching now. I see that. Okay.
Yeah. So, Matt, what are the links to where anybody can look you up?
Oh, hold on. They played a commercial. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we have Google run ads on my channel. Of course, they don't pay much. They don't pay nothing, but you know.
Yeah, so far.
Let them run it.
That is so cool. I like the way you guys set this up.
Yeah. See, pretty slick, huh?
Nice.
And believe it or not everybody knew that you could stream live on YouTube. It's like a new. We're like pioneers of new television age.
A new age in television.
Yeah, yep.
Different options. Yeah.
How long do you guys? How long does this go for? I mean, how long do you guys want to keep going? Or
As long as
oh,
we. As,
I didn't know if you had a set time. I mean, my podcast when I do it from the house is 45 minutes.
yeah, I try to hold mine to 18, but we kind of freelance this one. Sometimes we'll get people on for an hour, sometimes a half hour. You know.
All right.
Yeah, depends on the
Depends on the
content.
guest. Yeah. Yeah, really. I mean, if you're sick and tired of us, I guess you could.
Because I've had
screen. I didn't realize we've been for almost 50 minutes. That's a long time.
Yeah, we've been on here 44 minutes so far.
Holy crap! All right, well, listen, fellas. I want to rest the cords, my vocal cords, for my show tonight. I got to do a 2-hour show tonight.
Where at?
The stream, 24/7.
Oh, okay.
It's out in Naperville, so it's gonna be my first. But I'll have a link up. If you guys want to tune in and listen, that'd be great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, link.
Man, what are links where anybody can look you up?
Best thing to do is just go to Google and type in Matt Kissane comedy.
Okay.
And it'll you can navigate from there. You can go to my YouTube channel. You can go to my Facebook pages. You can go to my celebrity nude photo shoot page that I did.
Celebrity nude.
My nude celebrity page that I have.
There you go, ladies.
I've got one viewer.
All right, man. I was grateful to have you. We'll have to do this again, but
yeah, man.
Nice to talk to you, and have fun tonight, and thank you again.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon. I'll make sure I text you that number.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, take care.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, that was Matt Kissane, actor, DJ, comedian, and impressionist. Hope you enjoyed that interview. So, thank you. This is Dan Lupinski, host of the Dan Lupinski Internet Radio Show, the coolest internet radio podcast show in Chicago. And hope you enjoyed listening. And I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. But remember this: no act of kindness, no matter how small, is never wasted. So, have a great Tuesday. Take care of yourself. I'll be posting a broadcast extra. I'll be reviewing the film Across the Stars. This is produced by Sherry Davis, so I'll be posting that soon. So please watch. And then next Wednesday, my guest will be Danny Lynn. She's a psychic medium, so that'll be an interesting thing too. So, like I said, be here, be square. Take care of yourself. Let at least one person know you love them. And you take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.